And Ryan and Scroops is in stocks as well. What do you guys think for this year? Do you guys see it being pretty bullish year, um, and agree with that opinion, or do you guys think we're heading into bearish?
I think it's going to be a bit bearish, somewhat flatline, primarily with two facets. One, there's still that correction from the massive jump as noted in 2020, um, as well as a lot of money being moved out. I think a lot of retail traders are, as cryptocurrency has started to prove itself more, uh, and with the staking and gains, more retail traders are going to start to move their money, or have started to move their money towards cryptocurrency as a gamble versus stocks. So I think I could see it being pretty bearish or flatline for a while.
So do you think, Scrupula, that from what you just said, you said you thought a lot of money might be moving from stocks into crypto, and because maybe the gains could potentially be better in crypto. Do you think at the end of 2022, basically at this time next year, the total crypto market cap will go up over that time then?
Yeah, I think a lot of, and Ryan could attest to this probably, or chime in, but I think a lot of the institutions are going to hedge their portfolios uh, with those that want a higher risk management to offset their crypto. So they're going to venture into the cryptocurrency because that's what a lot of people want, is to have that, and then offset it with some stable plays in the actual overall market, the big boards. So we know like big boards move kind of slow, and that'll be used to hedge against their volatile crypto stocks or crypto coins.
You know what I have seen too? I don't know if you guys have saw it as well. There's been a lot of advertisement on, people like do IRA like this way, like, and it's better. It's a better bet for you, and you could retire and this and that. And they're like, and we could take it out of your paychecks, and it's crypto retirement and crypto IRAs. Have you guys been seeing that? I've been seeing that a lot lately.
Yeah, a lot of them are starting to go on that whole buy, borrow, die mentality, where you basically stake an asset, especially in crypto, and then you borrow against that asset, and then you use those funds to basically pay for everything. Almost like back in the day when you would, or even still now, buy property, a house, and then leverage off of that, so that way you don't pay the capital gains tax off of the appreciating factor.
Ryan just posted something that was similar to what you're saying right now, and he was talking about how, buying a bored ape, for example, was he was using it in that analogy. Ryan, can you kind of delve into that a little bit more on your post? And he was saying like you don't have to pay maintenance fees and this and that, like just
I love
basically,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, well, someone was talking about if you have an ape. Well, actually, I think they said if you have a picture of a monkey and you don't have a house, maybe you should sell the monkey and buy a house. And if maybe you're later in years and you don't have a house, maybe that's something you would do, and have security, have a paid for house, whatever. If you're not later on in your years, the idea that you would sell something, an asset like a monkey, like a bored ape, that potentially is going to throw off cash every year. I mean, if you just look at the value that if you bought a bored ape, anytime before the mutant ape drop, you made $90,000 off of your ape. So it's like an annuity. It's like a pretty fat dividend, and I look at my investment in that bored ape like I do any asset really. What am I getting out of it, and what do I have to put into it? There's no maintenance fees. There's no insurance costs. There's no margin fees. There's no interest. There's no annual property taxes. So comparing that asset to something like a home, really, particularly if you look at the value of houses currently, they're probably overvalued. But on the other hand, interest rates are very low. So if you can buy a house at less than 2.5%, 3% on your loan, you're probably winning there just because of the value of inflation is going to be much higher. So, kind of circling back to the question about where I see stocks this year. There's an interesting thing about when you look at the stock market. People generally think about QQQ or SPY, right, or maybe the Dow. Those indexes are not equally weighted. There are, a select number of stocks that make up a very large percentage of those indexes. So when Apple and Tesla are very green, SPY can be green, even though 800 securities can be red. It's not equally weighted. I think if we continue to have inflation, which I think we all probably agree with, there's definitely inflation.
Sure.
The Fed's going to job on about raising interest rates. But the reality is they can't really raise interest rates in a meaningful manner. And I've talked about this a little bit. The debt we have is so large. The only way that the government can pay it is by increasing the money supply and reducing the value of the current dollars that are owed. Okay. This is just a mathematical certainty. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. People can say whatever they want. It's impossible for us to pay down our debt. The only way we can come out of it is to devalue our currency, which we've been doing for 100 years anyways, and we've been doing for that reason. Okay. So all that aside, yeah, we're going to have 3 rate hikes next year. Your high value tech stocks are going to take a hit. Your companies that throw off cash, like Apple, they're going to do really well. So I think the big indexes are going to be fine. There will be individual stocks that are overvalued in a higher interest rate environment that will take hits. But your main stocks like your blue chips like Apple, Nvidia, they're not going anywhere. These highly speculative companies that aren't turning a profit, they're going to take hits. So, kind of what I probably lean towards, Scribbler's take. I think it's going to be sideways. I think we'll finish the year green from where we are now, but I don't think we're going to be up 9%.
Be sure to listen in to all of our weekly shows and follow us on Twitter for updates.